Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are on Sports Edition. Sports is for you. You know what to do.
Yeah, you do.
Leave us a like and subscribe. Go on, do it. Makes sense. The 10 biggest NFL draft steals of the decade so far since 2020.
We're only 5 years into it. Oh, well, just about.
Just about. Well, we're coming into the 5th year of the decade, aren't we?
Daniel Jones got to be number one, right?
Yeah, Dan Jones. Yeah, easy. Who wouldn't want Dan Jones?
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess who won't be the biggest steal would be, I don't know what year was, what's his name? Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
What year did he get drafted?
Yeah, it wasn't more than 5 years ago.
No, but he wasn't a steal anyway, was he?
I don't know.
The last one.
Yeah, he was the last one, but if you turn out good, that is a steal, isn't it?
I guess so, but I think is this when people have like made trades?
No, this is the draft.
Yeah, but made a trade to steal someone in a draft.
No, I'm just guessing like a low pick in the draft who turned out to be a better player in that draft class. Okay. Let's take a look.
We're not even halfway through the 2020s decade, and yet we've already seen plenty of unexpected day 2 and 3 picks come out of nowhere and blossom into superstars.
The Detroit Lions select Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC.
I like Amon-Ra.
Yeah, same.
We're focused only on guys who were drafted in the middle of the second round or later. With 4 NFL seasons down in the 2020s, how about we take a look?
What if you got if there was he was the 10th pick in the draft, but the 4th quarterback taken, he was the best quarterback in the do you know what I mean? That's a little bit of a steal as well.
Yeah, but I thought this video was going to be is people who have made a trade for a draft. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they've ended up with second pick. Because they made a trade and then they've got someone they really wanted, sort of thing like that. But it's different what I was thinking it was going to be.
Back on the 10 biggest draft steals of the decade. Jalen Hurts. It's hard to believe now, but Jalen Hurts' selection at number 53 overall in the 2020 NFL Draft was highly scrutinized at the time. The Philadelphia
53rd.
Eagles already had a veteran quarterback in Carson Wentz, who had signed a $128 million extension less than a year earlier. Hindsight is 2020, but GM Howie Roseman has never looked smarter since making this move.
Yeah.
Wentz endured a miserable final season with the Eagles in 2020, and he was benched in favor of Hurts for the final 4 games. The Oklahoma product did just enough to secure the starting gig for 2021 under rookie head coach Nick Sirianni. And, well, the Eagles have never looked back. Fast forward to 2024, and Hurts has led the Eagles to 3 straight playoff appearances, including a trip to Super Bowl 57. Philly narrowly lost a heartbreaker to the Kansas City Chiefs, a game that they would have likely won if it weren't for the horrible holding call against James Bradbury. Hurts has emerged as one of the game's top dual-threat QBs, compiling 45 passing touchdowns and 28 rushing touchdowns over his last 2 seasons. Thanks to his rise to stardom, Hurts' Eagles now have a wide-open Super Bowl window. Not too bad for a guy who watched 52 other guys get taken before him, huh? Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. 2021 marked the...
Just before we go into that, I would like to go back to that draft because I don't remember them, to see who the quarterbacks were that got picked
before him. Yeah.
First year of what was supposed to be a painful rebuild for the Detroit Lions. They had a new starting QB in Jared Goff and a new head coach GM regime in Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. But thanks to Holmes acing his first-round pick of offensive tackle Penei Sewell, and thanks to his jackpot pick of Amon-Ra St. Brown in round 4, the Lions rebuild lasted no more than a single year. And little did the Lions know at the time that they had just secured their new franchise star wide receiver. Goff and St. Brown emerged as one of the top duos of 2021, with the latter hauling in 90 receptions for 912 yards and 5 touchdowns. Proving it wasn't beginner's luck, he exceeded the 100 catch and 1,100 yard marks in 2022 and 2023. St. Brown's efforts helped Detroit to its first division title in 30 years. Then they defeated the Los Angeles Rams in the wildcard round for their first playoff victory in 32 years. Then after that, they took down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to reach their first NFC title game in 32 years. Detroit's 2023 season ended with a heartbreaking loss to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game. But that was still only the beginning of something very special for a Detroit team that should compete for Super Bowls in the near future. And to think, one simple 4th-round pick for Holmes in his first year as the Lions GM has made it all possible. Brock Purdy. You can call Purdy a game manager all you want. If you think he's a product of the Kyle Shanahan system, that's fine too. But you know what isn't up for debate? Brock Purdy having been Shanahan's best QB on the West Coast by a country mile. And of course, he is just an awesome story as the 2022 Mr. Irrelevant, aka the guy who was drafted with the final pick at number 262 overall.
That's
After
crazy.
season-ending injuries to Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo in 2022, Purdy was forced to take over as the starter. And all he did was win all 5 starts starts while throwing 13 touchdowns against only
That's
4
incredible, isn't it?
interceptions. Purdy led the 49ers to the NFC Championship game, but he unfortunately suffered a torn UCL, which more or less doomed the 49ers' hopes as they fell to the Eagles in a blowout loss. Proving 2023 was no fluke, however, Purdy led the 49ers to the NFC's top seed after completing 69.4% of pass attempts for 4,280 yards and 30 touchdowns.
That's one of the best stories in sport.
Literally, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just mad in like NFL how you could be like not even regarded as one of the best QBs in the draft and then be one of the better ones in the NFL. Like,
I mean,
some
we see
people are
it.
made for college and some people are made for the NFL.
Yeah, but you see some sports where you see like players that people take a gamble on, and the coach gets the best out of them. A lot of it comes down to coaching as well.
Yeah, 100%.
If a player can be coached and they've got a good coach there, then you can teach them how to play a certain way. And and the other thing as well is
So what you call him a system quarterback?
say what? Sorry.
Call him a system quarterback.
Yeah, system quarterback. Yeah, but what you've got as well is if you've got a good team around you.
Yeah.
And when you look at the 49ers,
he does,
you've got Debo there and you've got Kittles there and people like that, you know what I mean?
Purdy also finished with the league's best passer rating at 113.0. He led San Francisco to Super Bowl 58, where they dropped a heartbreaker to the Chiefs. So now, San Francisco has their new long-term quarterback in Purdy, who is only supposed to be a second or third stringer under Trey Lance.
Love that
Hey,
story.
not too bad for a Mr. Irrelevant, huh? L'Jarius Sneed. After winning Super Bowl 54 over the 49ers, the Chiefs selected Louisiana Tech cornerback L'Jarius Sneed in round 4 with the number 138 pick. Sneed emerged as a rock in the Chiefs
138.
secondary alongside Pro Bowl safety Tyrann Mathieu over his first 2 seasons. After Mathieu left in 2022 free agency, Sneed became the MVP of Kansas City's defensive back group. Sneed took his game to a whole nother level over the 2022 and 2023 seasons, compiling 5 interceptions, 25 pass defenses, 3.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles during that period. Sneed was vital in helping Kansas City win back-to-back Super Bowls in the 2022 and 2023 seasons, consistently shutting down the opposition's top wide receiver. Facing a cap crunch, KC had no choice but to trade Sneed to the Tennessee Titans in the 2024 offseason. Only time will tell if Sneed pans out in the Music City, but regardless, he is already one of the Chiefs' all-time greatest draft steals. Talanoa Hufanga. Okay, how unfair is it that the 49ers have found all these franchise cornerstone players after round 1? Deebo Samuel, Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and Talanoa Hufanga. Absolutely ridiculous. We know. But the 49ers had one of the best defenses at the time, so it was very easy to overlook Hufanga and believe that he'd be merely a second stringer on their defense. Hufanga saw limited playing time in his rookie year, but when the 49ers made him a starter in 2022, he relished in the opportunity and immediately emerged as a superstar. Hufanga broke out with 4 interceptions, 9 pass defenses, 2 forced fumbles, and a pair of sacks. His efforts helped the 49ers to their second straight NFC Championship game, where they would ultimately fall to the Philadelphia Eagles. Hufanga was in the midst of a career year in 2023 before he unfortunately suffered a season-ending ACL tear. He ended that season having 3 interceptions and yielding a 60.1 passer rating when targeted, according to Pro Football Reference. If Hufanga didn't suffer that ACL tear, who knows? Maybe he'd be the difference maker in the 49ers Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. The bottom line is that San Fran struck gold with this Hufanga selection. And with the USC product anchoring the secondary, their defense is in very good hands for years to come. Tariq Woolen. The Seattle Seahawks rookie class of 2022 would not let this team fall apart in year 1 of the post-Russell Wilson era. No, sir, they would not. Charles Cross, Kenneth Walker III, Abraham Lucas, Kobe Bryant, and Tariq Woolen all contributed significantly to Seattle's unexpected return to the postseason in 2022. But out of all these guys, Woolen, a 5th-round pick at number 153 overall in 2022, has been the most impactful up to this point. Woolen finished with 6 interceptions, tied for the league's lead as a rookie to go along with 16 pass defenses. He allowed only a 51.5 completion percentage when targeted and a laughable 48.7 passer rating. Woolen was again productive in year 2, tallying 2 interceptions and 11 pass defenses. Those stats did dip a bit thanks to the rise of 2023 first-round pick Devin Witherspoon, who should definitely form the next great cornerback tandem with Woolen. Now, we don't want to start saying that this is going to be the Legion of Boom 2.0, but it's hard not to think about it in the back of your mind. Creed Humphrey. The Kansas City Chiefs' banged-up offensive line left Patrick Mahomes with zero hope against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' ferocious front seven in Super Bowl 55. Mahomes was running for his life all game long, and KC was left humiliated with a disappointing 31-9 defeat. The Chiefs decided that Mahomes would never go.
Patrick Mahomes was definitely a steal of a pick as well. Getting picked 15th, whoever it was.
Is that what it was?
Something like that, yeah.
Through that ever again. GM Brett Veach acquired superstar Orlando Brown Jr. via trade with the Baltimore Ravens and signed standout guard Joe Thuney in free agency. But that was only part one of the makeover. Veach then found two new superstars at the 2021 draft, snagging two future stars in center Creed Humphrey and guard Trey Smith with the number 63 and number 226 selections, respectively. Those four men all played instrumental roles in reshaping that Kansas City offensive line. But Humphrey's impact as the middleman has been the most significant. The two-time Pro Bowler has played a monumental role in the Chiefs' rise to dynasty, helping them to consecutive Super Bowl championships in 2022 and 2023. Per Pro Football Focus, Humphrey allowed only one sack over his first two NFL seasons.
That's incredible.
And somehow, this guy was a late second-round draft pick. Unbelievable. Alex Highsmith. Death, taxes, and the Pittsburgh Steelers finding hidden gems and future superstars on day 2 of the NFL draft. The more that stays the same. The Steelers drafted Charlotte outside linebacker Alex Highsmith in round 3 at number 102 overall in 2020. In fact, that selection was a compensatory pick awarded to Pittsburgh after losing Le'Veon Bell and Jesse James in 2019 free agency. Highsmith's arrival has been a game changer in the Steel City. They've made the playoffs in 3 of his first 4 NFL seasons, including an unexpected AFC North Division crown in the 2020 campaign. Highsmith, TJ Watt, and Cameron Hayward have emerged as a terrifying pass-rushing trio, giving the Steelers a chance to win on any given night, despite having very little help from their offense. With Watt missing 7 games in 2022, Highsmith stepped up to the plate and racked up a career-high 14.5 sacks and a league-leading 5 forced fumbles. Since 2022, only 11 players have tallied more sacks than Highsmith, which is especially impressive when you consider that Watt is getting most of the takedowns in Pittsburgh. And to think, 101 guys were drafted before Highsmith, who has since quietly emerged as one of the best defensive sidekicks in all of football. Puka Nacua. 2023 was supposed to be a retooling year for the Los Angeles Rams, but their veteran stars and rookie class had some other ideas. Franchise cornerstones Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald led the way. Rookies Puka Nacua, Steve Avila, Kobe Turner, and Byron Young all exceeded expectations and propelled the Rams to a 10-7 finish and a wild-card berth. But with Kupp missing time to injury, Nacua stepped up as the MVP of the Rams offense. He caught 105 passes for 1,486 yards, both single-season rookie records, and 6 receiving touchdowns. So even with Kupp nearing the end of his prime years, the Rams can take comfort in knowing that they have a long-term WR1 in Nacua. For those who aren't good at math, that's not...
Yeah, same, but what you've got as well is you get a lot of body transformation as well, you've got to remember. So like going different sort of training setup as well, I'm thinking you're going through from college to NFL.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that sort of like will improve certain players as well, and certain players will drop off because the body's not going to be up for it, not going to be ready for it.
Not bad for a guy who was selected in round 5 and number 177 overall in 2023. Trevon Diggs. Jerry Jones found not 1, not 2, but 3 Pro Bowlers in his 2020 NFL draft class. CeeDee Lamb was the crown jewel at number 17 overall. 4th round pick and center Tyler Biadasz out of Wisconsin had 1 Pro Bowl campaign in Big D before he left for the Washington Commanders too. But Jones's real steal in 2020 was Alabama cornerback Trevon Diggs, who somehow slipped to the Dallas Cowboys in round 2 at number 51 overall. Diggs followed up a solid rookie year and put in a season for the ages in 2011. He racked up a league-leading 11 interceptions, including 2 picks, to go along with 21 pass defenses en route to first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl nods. Diggs tallied 3 picks and 14 pass breakups in 2022, leading Dallas to a second straight 12-win season and playoff berth. Though Diggs has been leaky in pass coverage, he makes up for it with his all-world ball hawking skills. He's made a significant difference on this Dallas defense, and they wouldn't have been a top 10 unit without the combination of Diggs and Micah Parsons. But hey, which other major NFL draft steals since 2020 should we have included on our list?
I don't know what you said.
I mean, I understand the concept he was going for, but I would 100% said Mahomes was a steal.
Yeah, if you say, what did he get, 15?
Something like that, yeah.
But how many picks are in the first draft?
In the first round?
Yeah.
32, right?
Yeah, did he say he was only concentrating on the second round down? Is that what he said at the start?
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. So Mahomes would have been in the first round, wouldn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, but I still agree. I still think it's a steal if he was going at 15. When you've got, like I said, a lot of them I'd like to see. I'm not too familiar with many of the drafts. It's not something to watch.
Yeah, I think it's the more you get into college football, the better it is.
Yeah, correct. And we've only really got, me personally, I've only got into college football over the last 2 years, sort of thing. So I've seen, last year with CJ Stroud and people like that, Caleb Williams. CJ Stroud was the season before, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Caleb Williams last year, wasn't it? And
Caleb.
Who did I say?
Caleb. It was Caleb, right?
Well, Caleb.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams. Who else was in the? What's his name? Jaden Daniels. Yeah. So it's these people like that. You look at it and you think you like to know who gets picked before them in some of these.
Yeah.
When you look down there, and you look at Brock Purdy. Who else was picked in that? I don't know. I'm not sure he was in that. He was in that draft. Yeah. And people can tell us because people like like I said, I've been in a bar once when it was packed and I was like, "What's going on here?" And I said to the guy, "Why is it so busy?" I'm like, So then he went, "Oh, it's the NFL draft."
Yeah.
And they had the big screen up and everything. I was like,
it's
wow.
quite a cool event.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
But it's we'll get into it this year. We'll probably do something for the NFL draft this year because some big names that the Giants.
And the Giants are going to go pick
yeah.
first, though. Well, not first, third probably, right?
Third, yeah. I think they'll get Jalen.
I think they'll get Cam
Milroe.
Ward. I think they'll get Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. I think they'll go with Milroe.
Cam Ward or Shadow Sanders. It's one of the other, 100%.
Yeah, not Milroe.
No,
we'll see. Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Cheers.